Travel story time. Being homeless while traveling. You might say, how can you be homeless when you're traveling? You make good money up in the mining fields. Well, a couple times I was stupid. Actually, this one time I was really, really, really stupid. Okay, so backstory. I just booked a ticket to Mexico. Where was it? I think it was Cabo. The resort, I don't even know what it was called. It was beside the Sandos in downtown Cabo. So I booked this ticket to Mexico. The resort is paid for. I think. I think the resort is paid for. So I finished up working at work. I finished up my week working, which is 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And I get ready to go to Mexico. So I arrived to the airport, and I don't have a bank card because I was too lazy to get my bank card replaced. I figure I'll just rely on my credit card. No big deal, right? I have money in my savings account. I have money in my checkings account. I have a credit card. I'll just put everything on a credit card. So I'm at the Edmonton airport, and I go to the little lake. There's these ATMs where you can take out foreign currency. You can take out like pesos or Canadian or American. I think Chinese, whatever they use, the yen. So I guess I put in my PIN wrong because I tried to change my PIN in the past, but it never changed. And my old PIN was working, but I guess the change actually finally worked. So I did the PIN wrong. Then I go to Subway and I order something, and that's wrong. So I get on my plane thinking, no big deal, my credit card's fine. We fly to Calgary. I try to order something again. Declined, declined, declined. So I call my bank, and they start asking me all these security questions, and I couldn't remember some of the security questions. Like, what did I last purchase? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I forgot to tell them about the Subway. Told them about everything else but the Subway. And I didn't tell them the exact amount in my savings account. So they're like, sorry, you need to come into a bank. There's nothing we can do. I'm like, I'm going to Mexico. I'm diabetic. I'm going to have no food. I don't even know if I'll have a place to stay. They basically told me it is not our problem. So long story short, I get on the plane and I'm praying to God that my resort is already prepaid for and they're not going to ask for a credit card or anything. So I get to the Mexico airport in Cabo, and I find out that there's a free shuttle. So I don't have to worry about the taxi now. The shuttle brings me to the resort, and everything's paid for at the resort. So I get to the resort, everything's paid for, everything's fine. I don't have to worry about food or drinks for the following week. But I need food. I need food for 2 days. I need food on the plane coming back from the resort, and I need money for a hotel the night before I go back to work, which I had none of this. I got really creative while I was in Mexico. I realized I had this online shopping credit card. It's like a virtual Visa, and I used that to book all-day tours that have free meals. And then I used that to book, you can order your food on WestJet beforehand, 48 hours beforehand. I used that to order food. So when was I homeless, you ask? I was homeless once I got back to Canada. I couldn't book a hotel with that virtual visa. So for the next maybe 28 hours, I sat out. Well, for about 5 hours, I sat in front of the hotel that I would have booked. It started raining. I go to my work around 3 a.m. and we don't have to meet up for a shuttle to go back to the mining fields until 8 a.m. So I sit there soaking wet in the rain for that many hours. So that was the time I was homeless. Actually, bonus! There's more to this story. I just remembered. 2 weeks after that, I get in this argument with this guy over something stupid. I made a joke that why would this beautiful girl want to go with a 50-year-old man? Like, whatever. People tease me all the time at work. We get an argument and I get sent home 2 days early. Mind you, this was before I could get my credit card replaced because of what I just told you in the story time. I had no credit card. So I'm like bawling my eyes out, and my manager like hands me $100, and that gets me in the hotel for 2 nights. And in the morning I walk to the bank. I'm not actually homeless then. I was going to be homeless. but she gave me an extra $100. If she didn't, I would have been homeless. She also got my job to make me a bunch of sandwiches because she didn't want to send me home, but you know how HR is. She had to send me home because we got an argument and they need to investigate. Fair enough, that's what companies do. So, needless to say, I learned my lesson and I got an extra visa, I got a new credit card, and I got my debit card. So, all is good. It's almost impossible for me to, knock on wood, be homeless this time while traveling.